And I was listening on the way in, fella. Is this the worst draft class it look like for NBA?
No, I wouldn't go that far.
Because I'm saying the lottery picks don't look like they're gonna be anything. So.
No, I'm not saying they're gonna be.
Or is the college game that much watered down from 3-4 years ago?
I think it's similar to what Remy is saying. Like, a lot of the teams are getting athletes instead of ball players, and they just playing a system and working within the system. They're not really developing their craft to really thrive and excel at the next level, with the exception of, like, you know, guys overseas. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Or like what's the guy? Emmanuel Monday.
Oh,
Monday is different. Like, he's gonna be a lottery pick that's gonna be great in the league. One, because he dominated in high school, went overseas to China, playing pro ball already, and was killing it before he got hurt, and then he just shut it down. You know,
I would have loved to see him at SMU. I would have loved to see him with Larry Brown and just what could have been.
Right, but at the same time, it's like no one dominates on these teams except for Okafor, Kaminsky, Van Fleet.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have those.
So there's no like breakout dominant players like
there's no clear cut
like Melo.
guy. There's no Melo.
Gotcha.
There might be, it's just that they're hard. Like, it's more of a gamble now because you're not seeing it. Like, there's no 25 and 10 guys. Like, there's no in college. Michael Beasley was the man.
Yeah, Beasley.
And he could justify, you know, spending the top 2 pick on him based on of what he did in college.
Yeah, Kansas State, right?
Right. Yeah.
He was just light skinned. He didn't know no better.
Right. If you tell me right now, like, I just say the Pistons were picking up 2. We got Willie Cauley. Carl Anthony Towns. I'm like, oh, it might be. I'd be as nervous as I was excited because I don't know what he could do. He might be Tyson Chandler, and he might be not Tyson Chandler. Tyson Chandler is just. He's not a player that gets you excited. He's a player that does what you need to have done.
That's the job. That's the job.
Is it safe to say that nobody has the mental aspect of it of saying, look, this is my team, I'm about to go off on you? Like, nobody's coming with that attitude anymore in college basketball.
For the majority, I would probably agree. Mm-hmm. They're more like team oriented. That's good to be that way, but at the same time, you would think they could dominate amongst great players.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And I don't see that in the majority, like who they considering lottery picks. Is very few. Like, I think Kaminsky could be really good on the next level. Okafor will be really good. You know what I mean? It translates. Like Anthony Davis, he dominated at Kentucky, but his numbers wasn't like outrageous. Mm-hmm. Like, he might get 4 blocks, 10 rebounds, 10 points. Now you watch, you're like, all right, he gonna be a beast.
Yeah, you
knew it.
There was no doubt about it.
You go in the league, it go from 10 to 4 to 25, 15, and
9,
4.
6, 11,
right.
7.
So you see what I mean? Like, and he dominated amongst great players, and it's not being shown on this Kentucky team. Like, I think their best player got hurt. And
Poitras, yeah.
He's the type of guy that you could think go to the next level and succeed. But it's like, he got hurt, so you don't know what's going to happen. Is he going to jump to the league anyway, or is he going to come back? I think for what, a junior year?
Yeah, it'd be a senior year. I think it'd be his junior year. But,
right.
I think a lot of it actually started. I mean, there's still players that do it. Obviously, you still have the rare ones, but I think a lot of it changed when they made the one and done rule. When they made everyone go to college for 1 year, because teams like Wisconsin's best player is a senior. Like, Frank Kaminsky he's been there. He's been there as a freshman. He's been there, like, you've seen him grow up and stuff like that. You know, Jahlil Okafor comes into Duke, an already storied program, as, you know, a 17, 18-year-old freshman, and you got, you know, some seniors. Like, how can he just go up to a senior like, all right, this is my team now, everybody get on my back? A lot of people aren't accepting like that. You see someone like Kaminsky who's done it, and he's been there for so long, and he's, you know, one of the all-time leading scorers in school history, and he's got all these accolades, player of the year, stuff like that. It's easier to go with a veteran. Like, it's same thing with quarterbacks in the NFL. It's easier to rely on someone who's been in one place 7, 8 years and you know, MVPs and, you know, just then you know, a rookie quarterback come and say, all right, guys, I got this. Everyone else get out of my way on this drive. Just don't mess up, and I'll win the game for us. Right. That's kind of exactly what it was. Like,
that's petty.
I'm just saying.
Well, like, I'm a Matt Ryan guy. Like, Matt Ryan went in there and was asked to be the man. Joe Flacco went in asked not to mess up. And then Joe Flacco got the respect over the year where it seemed like Matt Ryan has lost it.
You got what?
Joe Flacco has gotten of his peers, of his teammates, not of his fans.
I'm about to say, because I don't know how many Baltimore fans respect Joe.
This weekend, in prime situations, I don't really recall seeing anybody command the ball. You know what I mean? Like in crucial situations, I don't remember anybody saying, really demanding, like, give me the ball right now. And when I watched the Michigan State game, like, Valentine's a good player, but at the same time, he takes a lot of ridiculous shots in crucial situations. And if I'm Trice and I'm cooking, essentially, give me the ball. You know what I mean? I'm going to demand the ball, but I didn't see that from him. So
Marcus Page.
Really?
Marcus Page.
Well, Marcus Page is a guy that wants the ball in the clutch situations.
Second half of that game when he went off, I didn't even have us winning, but that second half he went off, and I was like, yo, this dude doing what he needed to do to be the starter.
All right, I don't mean to backtrack real quick. How do y'all feel about Maryland's recruit, Diamond Stone, committing?
In terms of talent, I mean, outside of his name, Diamond Stone.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about his name. We already discussed that.
Then he's ushering in a new class to where Maryland can be mentioned in the groups with the big people, with the Dukes and the Kentuckys, because Diamond Stone isn't just some really good recruit. He's a great recruit. He's a guy that Kentucky would want. He's a top 5 player in the country. We don't normally get those players, and if you get one, next year you might get 2. Then next thing you know, you got 5 or 6 players on your team, and you got like a 5-star player coming off your bench. And it kind of started with Melo Trimble. He's an All-American point guard, and he plays well. And your team gets to the tournament, and you know that you got a new facility coming in with Under Armour building it, and you have a huge booster on Under Armour. Like, Maryland has the potential to be great, and it just needed the recruiting class that Gary Williams wouldn't touch. And it's no knock against Gary Williams. You want to do things the right way, I get it, but sometimes you can't do things the right way and succeed. Mark Turgeon's willing to do it. That's why we're getting Diamond Stone. There was a recruit leaving. I was just reading it before I came here. A top recruit that averaged 21.6 rebounds is leaving their school, and Maryland is one of the teams pressing for him. I'll find out his name. It might be leaving Xavier, but I'm not sure.
Did y'all hear what he just said? How many rebounds?
6.
That irritates you.
No, it's fine. It's kind of irritating, but it is what it is. But no, Diamond Stone, he's that true big. His back to the basket game is where it's at.
And he's got a little bit of range too.
Yes.
He can hit the jumper.
He look like he's comfortable with a free throw line.
Yeah.
I hadn't seen the highlights of him, and I was like, it's too dominant. So I wanted to see like somebody else play some competition. So the Henry Ellison.
Yeah, the other big guy.
That was great.
He was shooting the lights out.
Yeah.
But
I was like, oh, this is a taller, little stocky Dirk. I was like, what's going on with him?
That's a solid pickup. Like, Maryland come back with him, Layman, Melo. They got a JUCO point guard. I heard that's pretty good. Can't remember his name right now, but he's going to get some solid minutes, and he's skilled enough at the position where you could put him and Melo, to bring that up tempo, stretch the floor type of game to it. So I'm curious. I'm excited to see what Maryland look like next year. For sure. But what's y'all take, Al? Remy? Who y'all like in the Final Four?
Anybody but Duke. ABD.
Come on.
ABD. Anybody but Duke.
Okay.
my bracket says Kentucky and Duke, so that would make me happy.
My bracket said Kentucky and Louisville. We both know they ain't happening. So
My money, I just threw $100 out there on Wisconsin at the beginning of the tournament. Forget pride. I'll take the money. If there's one team that could beat Kentucky, in my opinion, it's Wisconsin, because their best players are upperclassmen. There's no knock against Okafor, but there's things that you learn with playing the game that that Kaminsky's been doing longer. Certain things, certain ways to watch film, certain things you pick up that you learn with age. No matter how great you are, you learn on the move, and he's been doing it for longer than Okafor. And he can pull out Willie Cauley-Stein and Karl-Anthony Towns from the paint, and no one talks about him and gives him credit. Decker is a monster. Decker is a cold-blooded shooter, and with that team and who was it, Nigel Harris or I think that's his name. That they got a lot of good players that just because it's Wisconsin, they don't get a lot of credit. You think Wisconsin, think of football. Plus, it's one of those things where you look at him like, all right, well, Kaminsky's a big white guy. He's not an athlete. Kaminsky can move. He can put the ball on the floor and get by people. When I see him, I see college dirt.
Don't say that too loud. Tavon smiled a little bit.
I'm just saying, I'm loving all the Dirk references that's going on today, but my pick gonna be Kentucky.
Oh, my pick is Kentucky too.
I'm not saying it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be close, but I just, like I said earlier about the mental aspect of it. I think at some point it's gonna be close and a clutch situation is gonna come up, and I just don't think mentally Wisconsin's gonna get it done. I think at that point Towns will probably command the ball, and then he'll make something happen or something like that. I'm saying Kentucky over Wisconsin 4, and then.
I'm going with Michigan State just because I want to be random and out of nowhere. So yeah,
I'm going with Michigan State just because they're playing D.
I can't even imagine how Michigan State. I can't possibly pick Michigan State to win anything just because that team is not that good. That coach is just he might be the best coach in college basketball. Like I can't even.
He's my second favorite coach.
I don't even understand it. That team. At one point we were talking about they might not even make the tournament, and now they're in the Final Four. Izzo could literally win with anybody. It's amazing.
you couldn't win with Aaron Gordon.
Aaron Gordon, you're in.
Aaron Gordon, you out. Aaron Gordon, you out.